Hello everyone, the Overplayer back, and today we're going to be doing a small guide on how to go through the challenges for the mastery version of the Kilo 141. As you can see here, I have the both Obsidian emblem and the Obsidian calling card, so I've been through all of them, and I have a Damascus as well, so I know my way around it. Now I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks. So first of all, let's go into the class. This is what I used. You don't have to use this setup specifically, but there are a couple, these three attachments right here I'd recommend. The close quarter stock, stippled grip tape, and 50 round mags. The stippled grip tape helps us to aim down sight and compete with SMGs faster, as a lot of the maps we'll be working with are going to be very small, and it's very common for people to have SMGs, and we're going to be able to need to be as snappy as they are. Close quarter stock is similar, however, because we aim for heads so much, as we need 1,000 of them, the challenge means, I can't sacrifice recoil by using no stock. So we're going to use the close quarter stock. Now, there is one challenge where you do have to use a no stock and get 75 kills by aiming down sight. Feel free to switch it out then. I found myself running out of ammo whenever I had to take on multiple people, so the 50 round mags I found to be very useful. You don't necessarily have to run this, but I highly recommend it, and it's pretty much needed, especially when you go up against a group of people and you don't have time to reload. For me, I have a lot of trouble with iron sights a lot of the time, because either A, they're not good enough and they're too bulky, or B, if they're clear, there's a top to them or something where the gun will kick up and block out their entire body, and then I can't see them and adjust my aim accordingly, because they won't always be just right below me, especially when going for long range. So I equipped the GI mini reflex so I can keep them in sight at all times. If you're like a PC player, you're probably very used to handling recoil, and so this won't be a problem. I don't think I would need this if I were you. But if you're someone like me who's on console and needs help making sure I stay on that headshot, then equip this. The 1mW laser is basically a free attachment. You don't absolutely need it. If you really wanted to change it to something like the Singular Arms Whisperer, if you're trying to go for a stealth look, feel free to do that. It does increase your aim down sight speed, so be mindful of that. I think the best option instead of the 1mW would be the wounding thing, frangible wounding. This causes targets to be, their healing to be delayed. Specifically, this actually makes it for 10 seconds, which is an insanely long time. It's a really powerful perk, and definitely not one to be overlooked. I just chose the 1mW laser because I felt it was best for what I was doing, because I was hip firing a lot of the time. I really needed to get that first shot on target, because I was often going up against shotguns and stuff like that. But if you are on a bigger map where you might be peppering someone and might need to challenge them again, wounding will be your choice. In terms of the rest of the class, this is really up to you. The only thing I'd absolutely recommend are the stim and a launcher if you're going for all mastery challenges. If you're not going for all mastery challenges, don't worry about the launcher. Actually, I run Ghost as my perk too. I think it'd be very advantageous if you use the Riot Shield as your perk, or if you use the Riot Shield with Overkill as your perk too, because that way you wouldn't be able to be shot from the back while you're trying to get headshots, because sometimes it can take a bit to get a headshot. But I need to get over 1,000 kill streaks killed, so I need to keep on the launcher. I keep on EOD because on a lot of these maps there are lots of explosions going around and I want to protect myself. If you don't want EOD, then I would say maybe Cold-Blooded or Double Time. Double Time will definitely help with one of our challenges later on, because we have to get crouching kills, but that's up to you. Ghost to keep on because I don't want to be targeted by enemies. This is just kind of obvious. A lot of people run this anyways. Amped, I run specifically for the rocket launcher. If you aren't going to be using a rocket launcher, then I would run Battle Hardened. Battle Hardened is going to be really helpful because people love to throw stuns. And if you're doing hard point or domination and they see you capturing a point or you're on a point, then they will be chucking stuff and you'll need battle hardened. If you're really trying to take down streaks and you have trouble seeing it, Spotter would be good, but I'd say Amped is better because the Strela P specifically is very, very slow at reload speeds. Thermite I just use for taking out riot shielders. They're not too common, but it also helps hold down an area. But if you'd rather have C4 or a throwing knife or something like that, feel free to use that. Stim I'd highly recommend because in smaller maps you really need to be able to heal up quickly and challenge someone again. You don't have to use it per se. A flash or a stun would also work, but I just prefer stims myself. Okay, now that we have the class gone over, let's look at the mastery challenges. So kill challenges, don't worry about them. I don't care what method you use to go about this, unless your headshot ratio is insane and above 40%, you will not be needing to worry about it. For the headshots, that's going to be your main focus. These take a very, very long time. It's probably one of the things that you have to start on that you will need to be like reminding yourself of constantly. For the kilos specifically, once you get into the groove of going for headshots, you will be doing just fine. However, it can take a little bit. It took me like an hour or two before I was like, okay, this is how I need to play. I would actually say you should even if you will lose a gunfight, still go for the head, because when you're slogging through this, every single headshot is going to count, and the kills are not going to matter because every headshot you get is also a kill. Going down to the skill challenges, this is very simple, and I discussed it earlier. Just equip no stock and aim down sights. 50 kills while sliding is going to be kind of hard because we don't have a hardcore playlist that's very small. Just go on to Weekend Warfare, and whenever you get shipment or shoot house, just practice sliding into people. Try to flank them, go around corners. It won't be that hard. It will take a few games though, and you'll find yourself really annoyed because it's very, you will die a lot. Especially in shipment when I was doing this, I'd get 6 to 7 sliding kills, but I'd die 20 times. You'll get it eventually though, and I wouldn't worry about it too much. If your playlists have updated though, definitely go into hardcore shipment and shoot house because I assume that's coming soon. 75 kills while crouching. You had to do this to get gold. You know what to do here, but for those of you who may have forgotten, just crouch in around the map, especially when you're on hard points or something, or you're trying to look down sight lines, like on shoot house when you're looking down that that mid area. Just do some crouches, you'll be fine. Don't mount them. Mounting is considered a separate stance, and so it doesn't count, and you won't get these crouching kills. The hardest one I'd say is this, in terms of at least the skill challenges. You have to, using 4 attachments, get 25 point blank headshot kills. So for what you need to do for this is you need to basically just use this class, take off the 1 milliwatt laser. It's not that helpful. It's just kind of a little bonus that I have added on. And what you'll do is on any time you get shoot house or shipment, whenever you're behind someone. On those 2 maps, it's not hard to get behind someone. Shoot house, you just flank. Shipment, you just kind of end up behind people. You'll just need to go, get directly behind them and then shoot them in the head. If you're trying to do this on any other map, it's not going to work out very well. I would only do this on other maps if you just end up luckily behind someone. Also be careful not to charge at them, as tempting as it may be. They will hear you coming from a mile away, and they'll just turn around and then instantly kill you because they'll be expecting you and you won't be expecting them. In terms of playlists, right now I have Weekend Warfare, so only stick with Rust, Shoot House, and Shipment. Tulsic, Backlot, Horde Hat, and Candor are on here too. Those are bad. You can't get a lot of kills in them. Headshots are not very easy, at least for me. Even if you have a high kill game mode like Hardpoint, it's not going to make that much of a difference, sadly. So just kind of back out of the lobby and then go in. You can see, I'll show you here while I'm talking, how you can, it used to be that you couldn't back in and out of lobbies and have it reset, but they changed it. So we'll see what I get here. But if you have hardcore shipment or shoot house, go for that. For some people like me, I find it easier to go for core might be easier for headshots. I haven't tested it yet, but if you're going for kills specifically and you are good at aiming for heads, then you go to hardcore. Okay, so you can see I get Candor here. I'm gonna leave. I'll go right back into it, and you'll see I won't get Candor. I think that was team deathmatch. But yeah, so hardcore is really good for kills. I found at least on hardcore scrapyard, I was having a bit of trouble getting headshots because I wouldn't have time to react. But I think it's gonna be easier on. Yeah, as you can see, it got a different game mode, or at least if this wasn't, then you can just keep backing in and out. It will work. You can just keep once you get hardcore. Then on like ship in a shoot house, it might be easier. Like I said, I'm not entirely positive. I'll do some testing and let you guys know in future videos. If you'd like, so that's about it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Or if you'd like to ask me live, I do live stream all of this. I'm live streaming from about 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. at least, pretty much every single night. And I'd love to see you guys there. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. If you have any gun recommendations that you'd like to see or something like that, like if you want to say, hey, what do I use on the FAL, or what do I use on the HDR, what will be the best for that, then I can probably help with that. I don't specifically, obviously haven't done them specifically yet, but I can, because I have Damascus, I've used all the weapons extensively and I can give you some tips and tricks. Alright, I will see you guys soon when I do the FAL episode. As you guys can see here, I'm pretty close. I'm getting there, and I should have this finished up in the next couple days, and then I will see you all then. Hope to see you all on the stream, and goodbye.